Kirtan Prabhu, can you please unmute your mic?
Hare Krishna, am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, loud and clear.
Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarne Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, Hare Krishna to everybody. Today reading from second chapter, 33rd shloka, 33. So shloka goes like this. Atah chet tvamimam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tata swadharmam kirtim cha hitva papam avapsyasi. So translation by Srila Prabhupada. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. So, Hare Krishna, devotees here, Krishna is explaining, he's trying to make Arjuna understand that he has to perform this particular religious duty. He is a Kshatriya, he's a warrior. So Krishna is telling to go on the code of conduct, do your duty as a fighter, fight with the opponents. Thus, you shall receive the good place in the future. Because Arjuna was objecting not to fight and running away from the battlefield because of the attachment or affection towards his relatives, his teachers, and other friends who were there on the battlefield. So one thing is what many people discuss is whether Arjuna did what he spoke is a right thing or a wrong thing. Many argue that what Arjuna said is right because it is better to be peaceful and come to a conclusion or come to a agreement that not to fight. But as per the scriptures, there are two primary things we have to remember, that there is something called as fundamental duty and functional duty. So what do we understand by fundamental and functional? If you look at everybody in general, all of us, we have been doing these functional duties. Functional duties means you earn the livelihood, you take care of your parents, children, and your next generation, whatever you're doing, your livelihood. So these are done even by the other animals and birds, which are provided by the nature. So as per the nature, the animals are taking care, and similarly, humans also are doing the same thing. But what is fundamental duty? Fundamental duty is that occupation which is according to what it is recommended in the scriptures. Now we cannot compare ourselves with the animals because they are completely different species, not only by looks, the way their intelligence and our intelligence is. So we are always told to accomplish the spiritual path from the beginning. But however, everybody has been neglecting to perform such an act. So here, one question, why Arjuna is doing like this? Okay. Now, Arjuna's point is he doesn't want to fight because of the relatives and others who are there in front of him. But if you look at the overall, the higher perspective of what Lord is trying to explain is, as a duty for you is recommended is a Kshatriya, as a Yodha or a warrior. So you're a fighter, so do your duty. You don't worry about the results. So similarly, now we are in a position, different. We are all, different work or business or anything we are doing. So what is our duty in that case? Now this is not a normal warfare. This is not a normal battle as we have see today as Russia, Ukraine, or India, Pakistan. So this is a religious war. This war started because of certain issues which was against the principles of dharma or religion. So based on that, this war was fought. Not that they wanted to fight because of some properties or because they didn't likes and dislikes. It was not like that. So as a person, if you want to advance, if we have to advance, so first of all, we have to identify the fundamental duties. So as taking the body of a human birth, we are supposed to actually do the devotional service, like we have chanting or reading, understanding. So we have to first of all connect with the Supreme Lord. Who is the Supreme Lord? Who am I? That intelligence is not given to the animals. They do not perform these duties. They do their duties as you see. They raise their children. They take care. Then they leave them. They also have their eating, mating, sleeping, defending. All these are there. Even humans also have. But the difference and the primary duty when you attain this body is to perform the devotional service. So if we do not perform this, then it is something against the scriptures which has been recommended. One may say that okay, there's nothing for humans to follow. You work and you earn, you perform everything and you enjoy. So that has been done even by the animals also. There's no difference. Then you're also an animal. So the primary duty has to be understood by everybody. That's why so much of preaching has to happen, and it is happening to come to the platform of at least human being. So according to the Shastras, according to the scriptures, a human form is the one who follows the scriptures. A gentleman is a person who follows the scriptures. So he is kind to everybody. So if we don't understand this, so we are not doing the primary duty. Now, we have seen cases who have done against the scriptures. In case of Mahabharata, the Kauravas went against the scriptures, which was against the Shastras. If you see Ravana, he was against the Shastras, what he was doing. So if you take look at all these examples which are given in the scripture, everything those personalities have exhibited is against the scriptures, and there is someone who a greater personality who is coming, either the Lord or his devotees who are coming and trying to correct it. And these examples are taken. So much of history is there. We have lakhs of years of back. They have picked up certain histories to make us understand what is our primary duty. So Vyasa Muni has taken certain examples to show us what we have to conduct in our life. So this is the fundamental duty of every living entity, to first of all try to connect what is inside our heart, that is the soul, and connect to the Supreme Lord. If you don't understand this basic principle, you don't go to the next step. So it's the step-by-step process of trying to connect to someone who's higher than us, who's controlling us, and who's the cause of everything. This understanding, if it is not there with us, then we are no less than animal. We are all animals. We all belong to the animal category. So if you look around the world, everyone say, I am rich, I am famous, I am doing this, I am doing that. They have all attained only by their previous actions. So that's why they have attained this. It doesn't mean that if they work hard or if they work in certain way, they have become like that. No, the nature is allowing them to work in such a way they attain that position because they had decided to do so. So, our duty is primarily to remember the Lord and follow those instructions, those principles, walk on those path of principles where it leads to going back to the original nature where we came from. So, this is not our nature. We are in this nature temporary, and everything, even the body, the clothes, everything, if you see, everything is temporary. So, we have to try to come out of that. So if you don't understand that, how to come out of that, then you're an animal itself. So here Krishna is telling, if you don't fight, you don't belong to that category of what you're following the dharma. So you have to understand that. So as a Kshatriya dharma, you have to fight. Either you die, you go back to heavens, you came, and if you win, you enjoy the kingdom. So similarly, even if you see the class of men today also, there are Kshatriyas, there are Vaishyas or Brahmanas. So we have to understand what is our guna, which path I am choosing, what way of life I am leading. So accordingly, if we try to do a dharma, then we can be on the right path. So I hope this is. I want to conclude here. Maybe another 2 minutes. If any questions, we can, or else we can conclude for the day. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, or we can end the class?